Hi guys, I again come up with the new updates. So the government released yesterday on 28 June 2017 a lot of notification for CGST, IGST, UTGST, SGST and also the rate regarding the CGST, UTGST, IGST and SGST. So the topic of GST is as trending as this toy. It's called the fidget spinner and it spins like this. It's a very trending toy in USA and also in India. So the government released a lot of notification yesterday on 28 June 2017. So we will discuss on each notification in the separate video in the next video, just the video after that video. But the topic of our discussion in today will be on the very trending topic, which is on the reverse charge. So the government released the notification number 8 in the CGST rates regarding the reverse charge exemption. As we discussed in our just earlier video, that the government has also released the FAQs on the question which a lot of people was constantly asking them on the Twitter. And one of the question was that a person buy the 100 rupees goods from an unregistered person, then whether they need to pay tax under the reverse charge. So in the answer, the department says that it is decided that there will be some exemption of 5,000 rupees per day to the person who purchased the goods from an unregistered person. And also in the same answer they said that the person who receives the goods from an unregistered person need to issue a monthly consolidated bill. So here the answer of this question or answer regarding that clarification is here in notification 8. So in the earlier video we have discussed the same answer regarding that question, that whether the person who purchased the goods of 100 rupees need to pay tax and the reverse charge, and the answer of CBSE was written that it will decided that the exemption of 5,000 rupees per day will be given to the registered person. But there was some issue on that, and the issue was, the question is that 5,000 per day, whether this is for the per person or whole of the aggregate unregistered person. So now here we got our answer, and the answer is in the notification 8, which is regarding the reverse charge exemption. So let's see what that notification says. It says that there is an exemption, the notification exempt the intra-state supply of goods or services when you receive from an unregistered person. So the exemption exempt the intra-state supply of goods or services from whole of the central tax which is leviable under section 9 subsection 4. 9 subsection 4 is regarding the reverse charge cases where you receive the goods or services from an unregistered person, then the receiver of goods or services need to pay tax under GST. So it says that there will be exemption on intra-state supply of goods or services when the supply of goods or service received by the registered person. So there is an exemption only on the intra-state supply. So remember that in that exemption you can there will be exemption only on the intra-state supply of goods or services. So when you purchase the goods or services from outside the state, then there will be no exemption under notification number 8. So there will be exempt the intra-state supply of goods or services from whole of the central tax under section 9 subsection 4. So some people are saying that there is an exemption only on the central tax. You need to pay the SGST. But let me tell you something, that the same notification will be there for the different SGST act, because in the CBEC site, which is cbec.gov.in, there is a section of different things like the CGST and then the IGST, UTGST, but there is no section of SGST because there are a lot of states in the country. So if you want to check out the notification, then you have to go to the GST site of that particular state. So in that particular site you will find the same notification like here in the site of cbec.gov.in. So the same notification will be there for the SGST. So it is not that there is an exemption only on the central level, there is also exemption on the state level. So when you receive the goods or services, then both the CGST and SGST will be exempted. But there is an exception to this, and the exception is like exemption shall not be applicable where the aggregate value of such supply received from any or all the supplier exceed the 5,000 rupees a day. So we got the answer which we discussed just in the previous video. So there will be the exemption shall not be applicable. So there is an exception to the exemption, and it says that the exemption will not be applicable where the aggregate value of goods or services received from any or all the supplier exceeds 5,000 rupees a day. So in our earlier clip we have discussed, we have an issue that whether the exemption is for one particular unregistered person or aggregate of all the unregistered persons. So the answer is from any or all the supplier which is not registered. So it means that the 5,000 rupees per day exemption is for all the aggregate unregistered person. So you have to add all the purchases from all the unregistered person for determining the limit of 5,000 rupees a day. So it means that you have to add all the purchases from the unregistered person. But there is a lot of issue in that. After analyzing the notification number 8, I have certain doubt which need to be clarified. So the doubt is that it's up to 5,000 or there is no exemption. So it's written that there is an exemption of 5,000 rupees a day. But now the question is, suppose you receive the goods or services on and aggregating all the unregistered person and the value is exceeding 5,000 rupees. Suppose you receive the goods or services from all unregistered person and the value is now 7,000 rupees. So now whether you can take the exemption up to 5,000 rupees or there will be no exemption at all on that particular day. You receive the supply of goods or services from all unregistered person of 7,000 rupees. Now the question is whether there is an exemption of up to 5,000 rupees or whole of up to 5,000 rupees, or there will be no exemption at all. That is the question, because there is nowhere exceed that, there is nowhere written that up to 5,000 rupees. So that is also a issue which we need the clarification. And then the second issue is that how to determine 5,000 rupees. Suppose in the notification there is an exemption up to 5,000 rupees. So suppose you purchase the goods or services aggregating 8,000 rupees or 7,000 rupees. So now suppose the notification meaning is that you can give the exemption, you can take the exemption up to 5,000 rupees. Okay, but now the question is how to determine the 5,000 rupees, whether it will be on FIFO method or what is the method to determine the first 5,000 purchases. So you receive a lot of things and then you have to find out, you have to segregate, you have to find out that 5,000 rupees, up to 5,000 rupees there will be no reverse charge. But now the question is how to determine the first 5,000 rupees, or whether there is a freedom to choose any goods up to the 5,000 rupees. So that is also a question. That is also a question. But I was suppose if there is a condition, there is a cases that the exemption will not be given at all if the aggregate supply exceeds the 5,000 rupees, then in this case there will be no such question, because in this case if the value exceeds 5,000 rupees then there will be no exemption at all. So there is also a question if the meaning of that exemption is that you can take the exemption up to 5,000 rupees if the aggregate value exceeds the 5,000 rupees, then also there is the issue that how to determine the 5,000 rupees. And then whether in that answer with the FAQs of the CBSE they said that there will be issue the consolidated bill on the monthly basis. You can issue the consolidated monthly bill, but in that notification there is nowhere written about the monthly consolidated bill, and also there is no such rule in the tax invoice debit and credit rule which says that you can issue the monthly invoices. So also there is that is the issue. And then the fourth issue is regarding how to determine that 5,000 rupees limit. So suppose you receive some kind of a goods or services, so whether you have to check the date of issue of invoice or the date of book entry in your books of account for calculating the 5,000 rupees. Suppose you said that we need to take at the invoice date. So in some cases there cannot be some invoices because the person who are unregistered is very small. So how can you determine that now? Because there will be no invoice, then how can you determine the date of that invoices? And if suppose you said that you have to take the date of entry in the books of account, so if that is the case, then it means that the 5,000 limit can be manipulated, because you know that the 5,000 limit is there, so you can easily shift the extra purchases which is exceeding 5,000 rupees to the next day. You can easily manipulate that provision if there is an intention that you have to check out the 5,000 rupees on the basis of books entry. So there is a 4 issue which I thought about it. If you have also another issue, then you can also thought, and you can mail me on my email ID sharvangst.148@gmail.com. So that is the exemption which the government has come up with, exemption with the notification number 8 under central tax. So that is the trending topic, just as that fidget spinner. And the second announcement is that I have also created a Google Drive in which all the replied answer, all the act notification rule is there, so you can check out the act notification and my replied queries till now to the Google Drive, and the link of that drive is also given down in the description, and the link of that notification is also down in the description, and the link of all the notification is also given down in the description. And also on the 1st July 2017 there is a program which is organized by the ICAI, and in that program Prime Minister Modi is coming. So if you want to go to the program, then you can also visit that program, but you have to register yourself for that program because there is really lot of crowd there. So it will be on the first come first serve basis, and the link of registering for that program is also given down in the description. Alright guys, that was a quick update. So in the next video we will discuss about the update on every single notification which is issued on 28 June 2017. Alright guys, so we will meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye. It's a wrap, baby.
Just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end. But when you got nobody to turn to, just hold on and